And good evening from our Marysville election headquarters. I'm Ted Langdell, and we are taking a look at election results as they have been tallied here in the Yuba-Sutter area. We're going to take a look at Sutter County to begin with, and that is where there's a very big deal going on with a tax increase. It is a 1% sales tax increase that would affect all of Sutter County. The intent, as stated by county supervisors, is to provide more funding for Sheriff's Department and fire services. It is a general tax, which means that 50% of the voters can approve that tax. Let's take a look at the results. This is as of 8/11 in the evening. This is the first results that we've seen from Sutter County. And the Sutter County Essential Services Measure A is squeaking out a narrow victory according to the early results. This is with 10,483 votes counted, and it looks like yes on this tax increase is leading by 50.25%. It's really kind of close here in view of the fact that they have only tallied the early results. So as we scoot along here to see what other results are going on, let's take a look at Yuba City and see what was going on in the city of Yuba City for city council races. Looks like incumbents are being reelected by, in some cases, an overwhelming amount. Mayor Dave Shaw leading in the early results, 61.73%. Brandon Messina, a challenger, first-timer in the realm of politics, is only polling 38.27%. Incumbent Mark Boongarden is leading against two other candidates. Chuck Smith, who ran earlier for a California State Senate seat, is the second person in, but Mark Boongarden has more than 50% of the vote, and it looks as though he will be reelected if these early returns do carry through. And this is usually an indicator, a reasonable indicator, at least in the past, of how things are going to turn out. Grace Espandola looks as though she will be reelected if these results continue through the rest of the vote count. There were a couple of measures relating to whether or not the city treasurer should be an appointive office rather than an elected office, and it looks as though that is going down to defeat 63 to 36%, and a similar measure for the city clerk, which is also going down to defeat by similar kinds of things. As we move up to keeping it in the Yuba City area, Yuba City Unified School District Trustees, Sarb Tucker, the incumbent, is losing to Londa Lamb, a challenger. Kirsten Chicchiola is, and I hope I've pronounced her name right, I'll take a better look at it here. These two candidates are newcomers to the trustee area number 2, and it looks like Kirsten Chicchiola, I'll get it right eventually here. She is winning in this race if the early results are any indication. And Harjot Kaur is leading Zach Repka, local real estate agent, realtor, in this particular race. And another realtor is also in the running. Greg Quilty is an incumbent, and he is losing in this early result by a little bit, about 1% here, 50.99% for his challenger, Sherry Tucker. And Greg Quilty looks like he may be out of office. He was attending a board meeting tonight where several people who are not running for re-election also were making their last board appearances. So let's move along to other results, and this would be up in the Live Oak area, where there is quite a race going on with looks like 7 people running. Ashley Hernandez is currently leading by just a teeny tiny bit. These 3 top candidates include incumbent Jeremy Chapeldane, and I believe Bob Wotan is also on the Live Oak City Council. Meantime, challengers J.R. Tiara, Cruz Mora, who's been running for the City Council for a number of times, former City Councilman Alex Titza, and Noel Grove also just in the also ran category tonight. Up in the Live Oak area, there are some school board races. In the Live Oak School Board where two people could be elected. It looks as though Clay Goodman and Roger Christensen will be elected. They lead quite a distance over challenger Mitchell Perigo. In other races up in the Live Oak area, the Nuestro School Board has 3 candidates running for 2 seats. Looks like Bethany Schmidl of the Schmidl family is going to be the top leader in that race, and Emily Morton will be apparently joining her on the board if these results continue to hold over the course of the complete canvass, as all of the election results have not yet been tallied in Sutter County. Moving along to other races in the Sutter area, Larry Munger is leading for a school board. This is Larry Munger, who is the former District 3 Sutter County supervisor. He was succeeded by, it's getting late, folks. Anyway, he was succeeded by another famous Sutter County person. And I'll remember his name. I was just having to deal with him. He's the chair of the Sutter County Board of Supervisors now. Anyway, Alan Janes is also leading here, leading just by a teeny tiny bit over Jill Willem, and Carl Pratt is following by 21.2%. So there are 3 seats open, 4 people running, and we still are dealing with incomplete results in Sutter County. In the Britton School District, which represents the elementary school area in the town of Sutter, Brandon McReynolds is leading with 30.72%. As you can see, Heather Barnes and Eric Runge are also in this. Looks like they will be elected, with Christopher Hart bringing up the tail end of a 3-seat, 4 challengers for 3 seats in the Britton School District, 19.45% for Christopher Hart. A little bit south and a little bit east of the town of Sutter, in the Franklin School District, which also feeds the Sutter High School District. Kyle O'Neill, Glenn Houston, and Aaron Murphy look like they are the top vote getters in a 4-way race for 3 seats in the Franklin School District. Moving along elsewhere in Sutter County, more school district races to tell you about. Down in the East Nicholas Joint Union School District, Tommy Hintz and Aaron Van Dyke are leading, but not by much. This is 4 people running for 2 seats, 29.68 being the top leader, and the Orrin Turld is only pulling 14.94%, and Tyson Earhart with 26.10. In another South Sutter County race, this is for the Markham, Illinois School District, an elementary school district. Emily Dadow is leading with 49.71% in a 3-way race, or excuse me, a 3-way race for 2 seats. Keith Turner pulling 29.24%, and Tiffany Steele bringing up the tail end of that particular contest with 21.05%. In other races around Sutter County, and we'll look at Yuba County here in a little bit, but in Sutter County, moving along here, we have some other races to tell you about. The countywide Board of Education in trustee area number 3, which would be the urban part of Yuba City. Excuse me, Cash Gill is leading Brandon Moon, 67.05%. Excuse me, Moon's 32.95. In the other trustee area race for the Board of Education, Harjot Singh is leading Jim Richmond by a little over 51.3% of the vote, so in that 2-way contest. Then there are some other results to tell you about. Let's give you some Yuba County, or I should say the Yuba College Board of Trustees. We'll get to that one right here. This is, and there we are. New technology as we do some things here. Let's look at this way. Get it up there for you. So in the Yuba College Governing Board membership, trustee area number 3, the late Eric Pomeroy, who worked for Sutter County Schools, Sutter County Board of Education there, he is actually leading. But because he has now passed away, it looks as though Rita Andrews may be taking that seat unless there is a need legally for Sutter County supervisors to appoint someone, or perhaps the Board of Education does that appointment. We'll check up on that and try to find out for you. Meantime, in trustee area number 7 for the Yuba College Governing Board, in Sutter County, Jeffrey Dryden is leading with 66.67% of the vote. We'll check and see whether there are other Sutter County votes, or other Yuba County or other parts of the Yuba College district that have a weigh-in on Districts 4 or Districts 3 and District 7. So those are the Sutter County election results that we have. The earliest coming in and the latest that we have seen before we started this particular live stream. Again, Sutter County keeping an eye on what's going on with the probably the most important county-wide race, and that is the Sutter County Essential Services Measure A, which generated a lot of controversy, but it also seems to be winning, at least in the early results that were the vote by mail tallied as of 8/11 this evening. There are more precincts to count, so we will keep an eye out for what's going on with that. With our election update, I'm Ted Langdell, and wanted to tell you a little bit about what else is coming up on our coming up on our live streams elsewhere here on Yuba-Sutter.live a little later. We will be obviously we've got this month we have our government meetings that we've just finished earlier tonight, and we're bringing you election results. On Friday, we'll be bringing you the Veterans Day Parade, which will begin around 11 o'clock. We generally wait until the parade has gotten down by 4th Street before we start our live stream, so that may be more around 11:15, but if you kind of keep an eye out for us, you'll be able to take a look. Tuesday, November 15th, we have more government meetings. Why would you want to watch government meetings? So you know what's going on with local government, and you can weigh in on things. Also, November 22nd, the week leading into Thanksgiving, we'll have several of those for you as well. And then on coming up later in the month, we have on Saturday, November 26th, from Yuba City High School, the Cali Bowl Youth Football Championships. These are some championships we did last year. This is the 14th year that these will have been put on. They previously have been held, except for last year, they had been held down in the Sacramento area. And the Sacramento district that the promoter of this particular championship was putting together was not able to access those due to COVID. Came up here to Yuba-Sutter, found he could get Marysville High School and Yuba City High School, and so they are back here again, and this is making an economic benefit. There are a couple of teams coming in from Hawaii. We know that there, I believe, are teams from Washington State. I know there are some from Reno, and other teams from the Sacramento area and down in the San Joaquin area. So lots of cool stuff on the weekend after Thanksgiving, Saturday and Sunday. We'll be bringing you those from Yuba City High School. And then in December, we have other fun stuff as we move towards Christmas. We'll have the Christmas tree lighting, the annual Christmas tree lighting on Friday, December 2nd, sponsored on live streaming YS here and Yuba-Sutter.live by Adventist Health Plus Rideout. Then we'll also have Marysville First Saturday reports that'll be sprinkled throughout Saturday, December 3rd, and our annual coverage of the Marysville Christmas Parade, live right here beginning about 5 o'clock. We have on December 10th at 11 o'clock in the morning, we'll be bringing you the Olivehurst Christmas Parade, and sprinkled throughout December, local Christmas music performances by schools and other groups. Possibly we'll be doing the annual Messiah again. So those are some fun things that you can look forward to right here on Yuba-Sutter.live. We hope that you will tune in and watch those things. And if you like what you're seeing here on Yuba-Sutter.live, there are ways that you can support what we're doing with a contribution by becoming a monthly supporter. Or if you're a business, contact us. Ask us about how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor of some of the programs that we provide right here on Yuba-Sutter.live. So we hope that you are enjoying our election night updates, and we will have more of those coming up. We'll look at Yuba County here in our next report in about 15 minutes or so. So stay tuned, and we will be right back in about 15 minutes. Live on Yuba-Sutter.live, I'm Ted Langdell, and you are now reasonably up to date on what's going on with election results right here on Yuba-Sutter.live.